Welcome, Awaken Spiritual Community. Yes, it's a brand new baby year, a brand new baby year. I am so excited. Who else is excited in this building today? Hey, Sharon. Woo! I tell you, I have so many mixed emotions, and we're in such a beautiful, lovely space. We're so grateful that Heartlight is hosting us right now, and we're going to kick it off with our song that we always do. For 2025, a brand new baby year, I'm always excited the Clark sisters introduce us to a new year. Come on, bring the music. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Know that for yourself. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Thank you, Spirit. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Woo! I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible, and I feel the intangible, and I see the invisible. I love the shoulder music. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Thank you, Spirit. The sky is the limit to what I can have. Woo! The sky is the limit to what I can have. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Know this for yourself. I expect a miracle every day. God will make a way out of no way. I expect a miracle every day. God will make a way out of no way. I expect a miracle every day. God will make a way out of no way. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Woo! You know this for yourself. You living it for yourself. We're going to know this and claim it in 2025. Woo! Not only are we looking for a miracle, we have found it. It's in us, right? Thank you. Come on, church. Let's give it up for a brand new baby year, knowing Reverend Christy Snow is going to bring us on in. Thank you, Spirit.
Yes. So we're accepting a miracle, knowing that the miracle is the magic of every moment. Anytime we allow it in, say, I allow it in.
Allow it in.
Good morning, Awaken Spiritual Community. We're so glad that you're here. Whoever you are and wherever you're from, and that includes you folks online, you are welcome here. This is our opportunity to turn and say good morning to our neighbor. We like to sometimes hug, so if you're not a hugger, put your hand out kind of quickly. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Lay all your fears and all your doubts aside. Let go of all the hurt you hold inside. You are welcome here, just the way you are. wanted here. So open up your heart. And you feel the love of all you gather around. You are worthy of this gift of love right now. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Well, who'd have known that who you are is enough? And who'd have known that you could be so loved? Well, we know. Now you know. Yes, we know. Now you know. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. All right, that's what I like to see. Yes, singing and dancing and hugging and having a good time.
Yes, 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 I agree. I love seeing all the familiar faces and new faces. Again, welcome to Awaken Spiritual Community. Online family, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Like, tag, share, do all that fun stuff, and welcome again. And so here at Awaken, we love to start our services off with our vision and mission statement. So you'll see a red folder near you. Those who know it, share. All right? And so here at Awaken, our vision is that we are a global community that recognizes, honors, and nurtures the dignity and uniqueness of all people and the oneness of creation. And our mission here is that we connect through the energy of loving kindness, spiritual practice, and sacred service. All right. Oh, I got so much good energy coming through. Y'all giving it to me too. I love it. All right. Do y'all love our new space? Yeah. Come on, give it up. Give it up. It feels good, doesn't it?
Great.
And we thank Vizard Video for hosting us so graciously. We love it. And we love getting to this next level as well, right? Yes. So thank you. We always stay in gratitude, always. And of course, Hearts United for Good, we thank them always. Every week they have a food pantry, and we love to support them by giving them food, non-perishables, perishables, and our service. So the food pantry is open every Wednesday from 5:30 to 7 at 2920 North Tryon Street in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's on Wednesdays, every Wednesdays. And volunteers are welcomed from 3:30 to 7:30. It could be 15 minutes or 4 hours, whatever you like. They would love it. So again, Hearts United for Good Foods Pantry. And for our volunteers here at Awaken, we love you, we love you, we love you. We thank you. We can't do this without you. But for those of you who would like to now, we have greeter positions that we'd love to fill. And for those of you who would like to be a greeter, please see myself, Shari Hill. Always forget to say who I am. Shari Hill, and then also Megan, maybe around somewhere, or Sherry. If you would like to participate in any way, we have an audiovisual team that we are in training right now. We're so excited about that. We're thanking Heartlight Tim back there for training us. And let's see, we have other positions too. And if there are things that we haven't thought of, please bring it to our attention. We would love to have you. And Reverend Christy, she will be one of the keynote speakers at Unity Village. And they'll be doing an event on May 1st through the 4th of 2025 called Embracing Change, Accept, Acknowledge, and Allow. And right now there is a early bird facilitator discount that's available for $359. And you can see Reverend Christy for more information. Reverend Christy Snow is right here in the front. All right. And who knows that Reverend Christy is an awesome baker? Who knows? Well, guess what? She got some bread cooking for us over at the house next door. We have, so it's a little fellowship next door. What type of bread is it?
Sourdough, made it this morning.
Sourdough bread. Actually, it's cooking now.
It's cooking right now.
It's cooking now. So she did one of those real estate things where they put the bread in the oven or the cookies in the oven. It's like, make you come on in. All right. And so now we are, am I done already? It's going fast. We're going to have Zarina do our Signs of Mind reading and highlight. Come on up. I'm so glad and excited when we have new faces show up to participate in service. So thank you so much. Yep, I would get ready to say. So come on in. Let's see where you would be. Does that work? Yeah, come in close.
There you go. Perfect. All right, everyone. Today's reading will be on the topic Celebrate Your Responsibility is the topic of the day. First, we have a quote from Adrienne Marie Brown. We all have work to do. Our work is in the light. In another quote, Ernest Holmes describes how ignorance stays with us until the day of enlightenment, until our vision toward the Spirit broadens and casts out the image of a no longer useful littleness. We all have work to do. None of us has made it to adulthood unscathed. As difficult as being an adult proves at times, understand it is a gift to be alive and here. We are here to heal. Usually we require conflict so we can see our wounds. As painful as it is, this is how we become aware of our disconnect from oneness and from source. We are all here, alive on this planet in 2025, to do whatever healing is ours to do. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to others to do the work. Within the struggle to heal is where the healing takes place. We gain wisdom in the struggle, allowing ourselves to become compassionate toward others. The struggle deepens our consciousness as we embody the paradox of light and darkness. As beings of light, we are responsible for shining and brightening our light for ourselves and others. We are responsible for how we respond to others. We are responsible for our emotions and reactions. We are responsible for our connection with the divine. Owning your state of being leads to freedom. You will feel empowered when you own every decision you made and every action you took that brought you to this exact place in time and space. Owning it tells the universe that others will not dictate your life, that you are the one in power. You consciously created your existence and got yourself to where you are right now through your decisions. From this point forward, you choose where to go next. And now for our affirmation. Let me say the whole thing once first, and then we'll say it together. I celebrate my life. I powerfully take ownership of the results of my life. Now repeat after me. I celebrate my life.
I celebrate my life.
I powerfully take ownership.
I powerfully take ownership
Of the results in my life.
of the results in my life.
That was wonderful. Let's fill ourselves up with those lines again. I celebrate my life.
I celebrate my life.
I powerfully take ownership
I powerfully take ownership
of the results in my life.
of the results in my life.
All right, great. All right, now for the highlight of the week, which is Human Trafficking Prevention Month. January 2025 is recognized as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Americans cherish the inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. One of the greatest threats to these rights is human trafficking, which impacts approximately 25 million people each year. Human trafficking is marked by exploitation or forced labor and is widely considered a modern form of slavery. Ending human trafficking is our collective responsibility, and to do so, we must understand warning signs and recognize the urgent need for action and support ongoing rescue efforts. Law enforcement and private organizations work in conjunction with statewide entities to carry out prevention initiatives, protect vulnerable populations, and bring traffickers to justice. While there has been meaningful progress through these endeavors, much work remains to eradicate human trafficking once and for all. Each year, the month of January is dedicated to raising awareness about human trafficking and honoring the organizations, government agencies, and law enforcement officials who are working to end it. The United States is again ranked as one of the worst countries in the world for human trafficking. According to a recently released report by the State Department, the top 3 nations of origin for victims of human trafficking in 2018 were the United States, Mexico, and the Philippines. Some indications that a person may be a victim of human trafficking include, especially in the case of women and children, appearing malnourished, showing signs of physical injuries and abuse, avoiding eye contact, social interaction, and authority figures or law enforcement. And finally, here are 5 ways we can work together to prevent human trafficking. Number 1, take a stand and wear the color blue. January 11th is Human Trafficking Awareness Day. Number 2, understand the risk factors. Number 3, know what to do and who to contact to report it. Number 4, expand awareness in your community. And number 5, understand how vulnerable communities are impacted. All right.
Thank you for that, Serena. So, am I still on?
Yeah.
All righty. So, I was raised in AME Church, African Methodist Episcopal, and found my way to New Thought, Science of Mind. And what I love the most is how much we embrace so many other teachings and thoughts. And so we do a candlelighting here. And we're going to talk about some of these. So I'm surrendering to my glasses. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. All right. And I told them to put on the meditation lights, and I don't know if I already thought that through. But here we go. So there are many flames in one light. Everything is an expression of one infinite spiritual presence, power, life, and intelligence. We recognize that the one spiritual presence gives us of itself through a great diversity of religions and spiritual paths throughout the world. All faiths experience healing, inspiration, and joy from the same spiritual source. We light these candles to symbolically honor all of the world's religions as we mention a few. Native American practice is a path of receiving spiritual wisdom through nature. Ooh. I tell you, hold on. hold on. Push and pull, right? I have a real fancy one. Hinduism is a tolerant path of knowledge and sacred ceremony. Yeah. Judaism is a path of monotheism and sacred law. Buddhism is a serene path of compassion and meditation. Christianity is a path of forgiveness, service, and thanksgiving. Islam is a path of daily prayer and surrender to God. Wicca is a path of seeing the divine in the movement of nature. Science of Mind is a self-empowering path of realizing that we live in a spiritual universe that expresses itself through us according to our beliefs. We celebrate and experience positive, practical spirituality. In his book, The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, "There is one life. That life is God life. That life is our life now. Consciously, we identify ourselves with it. Definitely, we affirm the one presence and the one power operating in, around, and through us. As we come to open up our thought to a greater acknowledgement and acceptance of the divinity that resides within us, we find ourselves on the pathway to achieving the purpose for which we were created. To express the nature of the divine, the source of our being." And so it is. And now Monse will provide our meditation. And
Is this good? Good day. I'm not sure to say good afternoon, good evening, but we're here. So I invite everybody to take a moment so we can go deeper within in this space of meditation, just as we are right now. So I invite everybody to take a moment so we can, why is it go deeper within a space of meditation, just as we are right now. Patience.
Would you like for me to accompany her? I got you. You can go ahead and dim the lights and we'll go right into it.
Okay. So I invite us to sit as comfortably as possible, right here, right now, and notice how As we continue breathing with ease, every time we inhale and exhale, our mind and body start to automatically relax and experience a certain quality of softness, gentleness, and comfort. Just like on a winter day, notice how we can perceive the stillness that surrounds us. During the winter, in the depths of the woods, the trees with no leaves look like statues. The ones that stay green seem to be in a deep state of contemplation. Thanks to the cold air, everything is perceived with more clarity. The minimum movements perceived by the animals seem to have a clear and intentional purpose. Feel the stillness inside of us. Feel our roots deeply penetrating the earth. Notice how we effortlessly enter in a state of deep contemplation. Inner stillness creates that necessary space for us to enjoy the clear presence of our inner wisdom. Our inner wisdom shows up with ease and joy, always with a clear purpose and intention. Simply observe and enjoy whatever happens in this space of stillness, rest, enjoyment, and unity with the source of the universe that flows through us for our highest and best. Thank you, stillness, for the ongoing opportunities to connect to the field of infinite possibilities and inner wisdom. I release these words knowing they are so, and that we are not responsible for the how. Our inner wisdom continues showing up automatically, effortlessly, with each breath we take and during our dreams at night. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths, coming back to the here and now.
There's a universal power that commands the rain to fall. This power is within me, within you. It connects us all. mind is the key to use it. We draw life's blueprints with our thoughts. Effects are not happenstance, they all come from one cause. And I got it today. I really got it today. When I watch the sun rise to meet my faith, that I was made and I'm making my life exactly this way. It's not supernatural or mysterious. I'm not talking about a favoring God. The universe gives back what you give it. Every thought is a creative thought. And that means freedom lies within us. A limitless life that's ours to live. What will we let go of? What gifts will we give? And I got it today. I really got it today. As I watch the tide roll out to greet the day that I was made, and I'm making my life exactly this way. That I was made, and I'm making my life. You were made, and you're making your life. We were made, and we're making our lives exactly this way. Words by Ernest Holmes and music by Christy Snow. How y'all doing? Yes, that is straight out of the Science of Mind textbook right there. First chapter, which is what I'm talking about today, so I'm done. I'm complete. Let's see here. I'm so excited I get to talk with my hands today. Ooh. It's been a long time. For those of you who've known me for a while, you know, I get a little cut loose when I get my hands. Oh, yeah. All right. Yes, so let's see. It was 1990-something, and the Reverend Dr. Lisa Stewart had convinced me to come to her church. I used to pick on Renee LeBoa for doing this whole rearranging of the stage thing, and then here I go, okay, there's nothing between us now. I love that better. There we go. So Reverend Dr. Lisa Stewart had asked me to come to her church, and I started going and with kind of one toe in, but they were paying me to do a couple songs. I thought, yeah, I just quit my job to do music full time, so sure. And she said, so I'd like for you to write some songs for the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook, this little tiny read right here. This little tiny little read right here. So she said, I'd like you to write a song for each chapter. I'm going to do a talk on each chapter in January, because in January, in Science Mind churches all over the world, we go back to basics. Just in case you may miss it, what we believe is fully laid out for you in January. So tune in, okay? Reverend Ned's going to do next week. We have to go to a funeral in Georgia, so he's going to, you're in really good hands. He knows this stuff, trust me. All right, so anyway, she says, write some talks, and so I did. Every Saturday in January, I wrote a talk because I kind of put it off to the last minute. But that one, and all of the others, but especially that one, is straight out of the book. Things like, this is not supernatural. It's not mysterious. It's not a favoring God. It's not somebody on a cloud playing favorites because you played nice. Right? This is a universal power. She also said, what got me in the door, many of you have heard this many times, but it always bears repeating. when I said, "Lady, I don't do church," and she laughed and said, "Tell me more," I said, "Well, how do you feel about this and this and this?" And finally I thought, we're in the South, let me just cut to this right now. How do you feel about Wicca, pagan, and Native American and other earth-based religions? And then she said the best answer I've ever heard in my life. And that is, I believe that God, by whatever name you give it, is bigger than any religion that tries to explain it, including my own. And I was like, ah. And then she said, "We'll pay you." And I had just quit my job to do music. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not doing church music. And she's like, "You come and do your music." So anyway, that whole bigger than, it is bigger. It is bigger. It took me a minute, right? Because I was raised Southern Baptist. I thought just by going there's a lightning bolt, my name on it. This is danger. But I did quit my job to do music. She is paying me to do my music, so I'm going to go. Bigger. It is bigger. So the first chapter is called The Thing Itself. The Thing Itself. And so, of course, I immediately went to the Addams Family, right? Like, the thing. What? The thing? Where am I? They're talking about the thing itself. Like, remember the hand from the Addams Family? It's just a hand by itself, like wreaking havoc and doing things. Did not bode well for the image in my mind. But I stayed, and I listened, and then I realized that, whether you say divine matrix, or you say divine field, or the field, or universe, or universal energy, or love, or what Neville Goddard, one of my favorites, what he said was the divine imagination. By whatever name you give it, it's bigger than any of us trying to explain it. So let's just not try to figure it all out, not have to, as Monse said, know the how, but rather get into the alignment with it. I can look around here and see quite a few of you in alignment with it, because we're here. This was, last week we were somewhere else, and this week we're here. All because I walked in this room. Y'all, I have a long history with this property, with this church. I've been coming here for a very, very long time. I taught Michelle and some others to play Native American style flute, like right here. I busted my keister out there on the steps, had to be hauled off in an ambulance. I've been here for a while, right? And so walking in here, I didn't think it was a big deal. I just came to meet David and Tim. I'd never met them before. So I walked in, and I kind of did what my wife did when she walked in. She went, I did the same thing. But it wasn't just because it's beautiful and hello, they have a flair for everything, right? Lighting, like hello, all the details. It wasn't just that. That's wonderful. It was spirit. Have you ever felt that, I call it the whoosh. You don't have to be a minister to feel the whoosh. You just have to be paying attention because we're all feeling it. That spirit moving through us, our intuition, or as Neville said, divine imagination. There's that feeling of something is calling me. Something was calling me when I gave my notice at my 9-to-5 job, the only one I ever had, or maybe the second one I ever had, because I felt that pull to do music full time again. And I gave that notice not having a clue if this was knowing that on paper it was not smart, but knowing it was what I was called to do. And so I did it. I had that whoosh when I stood up at Unity of Charlotte and they didn't have a minister, and I said, "Ooh, pick me." And they didn't, and then I had another whoosh that said, "Start Awaken," and we did, right? So I had that whoosh standing right there between Ned and Zarina, right there, that this is next for us, to be here in this space, in this sacred, beautiful space, and I'm so grateful. So we are here because we aligned with that substance that we're swimming in, that creative intelligence that is all around us. And even when it doesn't make sense, they said, "Well, it'd have to be a 4:30 service." And I went, no, that's not going to work. No. And my no was a lot bigger on the inside than what they heard on the outside. I can assure you. It was an expletive no. And then I was like, okay, wait. I said that I wanted to commit to living in the flow of spirit. And you know what? It's interesting to me that my very first talk at the Center for Positive Living that I later became the minister of after becoming the music director of that church that I got invited to, by the way, 20 years ago, January 17th, as a matter of fact, be 20 years. And, I took myself way out of my train of thought. And I forgot what I was going to say when I said that. That'll date you right there. What was I saying? Something about something. Align. First talk, thank you. Oh, man, y'all are paying attention. Good job. First talk. My very first talk at the Center for Positive Living was thinking outside the box. And I thought, how appropriate, 20 years later, thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box allows us to say yes. We make this so hard, don't we? We make this so hard. I mean, I can disaster fantasize with the best of them. And I came up with all these reasons why, no, I'm not even going to pitch this. I'm not even going to pitch this. No. But I couldn't let go of Spirit's urging to first start this community, to second, keep it going through COVID, online through a phone, and then after that to move and still go, we got this, y'all, come on, and now look, this feels so like, yes, Spirit showing off as us. And as Heartlight, as the bread is cooking. But anyway, that wasn't what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about God is bigger. God is bigger. I was going to talk about oneness. I want to talk about what Wallace Wattles says about the thinking stuff. The thinking stuff. Let's hear that quote. I know many of you know it. There's a thinking stuff from which all things are made. And in its original state, it permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. So we are literally swimming around in creative intelligence. The divine loves, it just loves, and it gives of itself. It gives of itself by that giving that creative energy for us to just swim around in, this creative process that we get a chance to interact with and to move with. Or as Chief Seattle says, we didn't make the web of life, we're merely a strand in it, but whatever we do to it affects the whole web. Right, we're going to talk more about that as the month goes on, about this oneness and how we are loved at the reading today. Thank you, Zarina, was about our responsibility, right? We have a responsibility for what we are doing in this creative substance. In the Gospel of Thomas, it says, when you make the two one, and when you make the inner as the outer, and the above as the below, and when you make the male and the female into a single one, then you shall enter the kingdom. The kingdom being within, the kingdom being heaven. The kingdom is that space of oneness, that space of no separation between us and the divine. That separation is only what we make it. It's only what we make it. And we keep those things that we desire, those relationships, those careers or next steps in life, we keep them at bay because we don't just jump into the flow. It's right there. It's like standing on the side of the river going, boy, that's a pretty river. That's a pretty river. I'd love to get in that river. That river. No, get your feet wet. Jump on in. I was talking to a new person last week, and I talked about my first experience in the science of mind and how I just kind of tucked my toe in because I was afraid to really jump in. But what are we afraid of really? We're afraid of being vulnerable. We're afraid of failing. We're afraid of being seen, really seen. That's what intimacy is anyway, intimacy, right? Let's just let it go. Let those fears go and step into that flow. We live in this participatory universe, and everything is just an outpicturing of consciousness, individual and collective. So it takes such a small amount of people, they've proven this scientifically, that it takes such a small amount of people coming together with like minds to affect a bigger community. You've seen the studies, I'm sure, about the peace initiatives and the meditations in D.C. that lowered crime and the different things. I talked recently about the one that happened during World War II. It really was just a silent moment when Big Ben struck in England, right? So this idea that a small percentage, it's like the square root of 1% is what they've figured out it to be, right? Okay? Let's just take a little science for a second here. Square root of 1%. I think I did that math, and it turned out to be like 9,000 people to shift the world. Like, wow. And only like 170 people to shift this area right here, or 333, love that number, to shift the state of North Carolina. Like, that makes it like not feel so overwhelming when things feel really crazy, right? There's a lot of people out there that think the way we do, that realize that there's one power, one presence, it's God, it's good by whatever name we give it. It's in us, it's around us, it's through us. We're never separate from it. We see it in nature, we see it in the sweet face of a baby, we see it in each other when we choose to look, we see it in the mirror when we're willing enough to see it. There's so many of us that believe this same thing. The Lord's Prayer, I'm sure you are familiar. Our Father who art in heaven, yada, yada, we know it. But do you know the Aramaic? The beginning of it, just the beginning of it in the Aramaic says, Radiant One. You shine within us. You shine around us. Even the darkness shines when we remember. Whoa. Even the darkness shines when we remember that I am presence that is shining through us is everywhere. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. And so aligning with it is trusting the invisible side of life, trusting the invisible and moving into that space where we think outside the box. Because if we don't think outside the box, we're just in the box, recreating everything, right? Everything, recreating. And there's safety in that. Or so we think. We convince ourselves it's safe in our box, it's safe in my box, it's safe in my box. I mean, I had to catch myself like 4 times going, what you doing? I thought we were going to do this way. Just in like the 45 minutes I've been here. I went up to Brandon, I said, everything okay? He was like, yeah, red wine. I was like, because the music stopped. He goes, yeah, I did that. I'm like, on purpose? He said, uh-huh. I'm like, you got this. I'm going to let you go. Right? We have our things that make us comfy. It's the way we do things. So, man, do I applaud you for being here today. I applaud you for being here, for being part of this community, for being willing to do what we teach, to do what we talk about, to step into the flow. Our job is to work with life flowing through us and being the best avenue for it that we can be. Not to try and force a solution on something, but to let it flow through. I didn't come here looking to fix anything. I thought didn't need fixing. I was just happy showing up, I didn't come here to fix anything. I came here to meet like-minded people that I had heard were amazing and were in the heart. And I was like, oh, I always want more of that in my life. And then when I got here, I felt that. I felt the whoosh. And I chose not to ignore it. And then, much to my surprise, so many people must have felt it back because we had this, we've been having these talks about it and people keep saying, let's do this. And here we are. Can we choose in this moment, January 5th, 2025, to move forward with our lives outside the box, to move forward with our lives, not buying into the fears around us because y'all, they're coming. They're coming. There's some things happening this month that people are going to be in fear about. It's going to be really tempting not to be in fear about. They're not going to even go there. But I'm going to say, we have a choice because we are the center the center of consciousness is within us that is moving through our lives. The ground of all being is moving through and around and in and as me, as you, as all of us. This divine power, this beauty. Stay in that. Stay connected and committed to that and to being an avenue for that. How can I show up as love? Because everything is either a cry for love or an act of love. Course in Miracles. Everything is either an act of love or a cry for love. So when someone is scaring you because they're being scary or they're not being kind, I must need a little extra love today, but I'm going to give some to myself first because ouch, right? Take care of yourself first. Put your mask on first. And then we give our love. We give love with boundaries. That's another talk, but we'll get into that. I'm all about the giving the love, but not being stepped on, right? So they both exist. They both exist. They both exist for a reason. So we're taking it back to the basics this month. We're talking about this beautiful universal power that moves all around us and through us and as us. I'll remind you of our steps of spiritual mind treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. That also tells you what we're about. I'll do that quickly. And step one is there's one power. There's one presence by whatever name you give it. It's everywhere, and that means it's within me. It's connecting me to all it is. And so I claim, and that's where you insert whatever it is on your heart. I claim peace and joy and a life of intention and purpose. And then step 4, you go ahead and stay in that energy of gratitude as if you already have it. Because it is that saying thank you in advance that convinces you and puts you in that alignment with it. Because we're not changing anything outside of us, right? We're just opening the portal within us, the avenue within us to the flow of life. And step 5, we let go. we release and we let go. And so what I know in this moment is the one power and the one presence that is God the good is moving through me as my life right here and right now. It is moving through Awaken Spiritual Community. It's moving through Heartlight. It's moving through all of us, our members and our friends. And so I claim for each of us an elevation of consciousness, a willingness of spirit, of mind, of heart, to step into the new and to release any fears, to being fully authentic, fully alive, fully vibrantly engaged in life. And so I say thank you in advance, beloved God, knowing that we are at the right place at the right time with the right people doing the right work. I release this into the heart and mind of God from which it came, knowing that all is well and unfolding as it should. Thank you, God. And so it is. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I think maybe I have time for one more song, and then we'll have Reverend Ned come up. Back to the basics. All right. Can I have a little more guitar in this monitor up here? I meant to ask for that like 40 minutes ago. Whoops. Back to the basics, I'm stepping up. On the road to discovery, I'm stepping up. No more waiting for that perfect moment to shine. I'm living life, I'm stepping up. Step on up to reclaim it, lighten up, pick a dream and name it. Ease your mind, leave the past behind. This time, how do you survive a traffic jam when it's in your mind that the pile-up began? When your imagination strikes is when you first decide to see it right. This thing called life. Step on up to reclaim it, lighten up, pick a dream and name it. Ease your mind, leave the past behind. This time, nothing to hide from on this inner journey home. Learning to linger in this space at a slower pace. Step on up to reclaim it, lighten up, pick a dream and name it. Ease your mind, leave the past behind. Step on up to reclaim it, lighten up, pick a dream and name it. Ease your mind, leave the past behind. This time. Yeah. Thank you. I would like to point out, by the way, I'd be remiss if I did not say that Miss Shari Hill was like, I think we should go to Heartlight and just meet, I think you need to meet David and Tim. So, thank you.
Okay, I invite you to join me in saying our affirmation for the children. Children, we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you just the way you are. And I want to remind you that for myself, practitioner of the day, and for Shari, we are here after the service to do spiritual mind treatment for you. And I will say it is our honor and privilege to know the truth for you. And
Just real quick about that, we will be having some bread and some hanging out time next door at the lighthouse. We'll save some for you. So if you'd like to have some affirmative prayer, you can do that in here and not have me walking around the corner going, hey, has anybody seen the bin you put the things in? So we'll be a little more sacred space. And we're grateful for that. Yes.
Can you do online the prayer?
Yes, thank you. And if you are watching online and you would like prayer support, prayer, or right here in this room, prayer at awakeningcarolina.org. Prayer at awakeningcarolina.org. You can also email us info at awakeningcarolina.org if you have any questions. That just kind of went dorg. You heard me though, I think. Okay.
And we have one more affirmation for our conscious giving, and I invite you to join me. Divine love moving through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life.
You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. You are being blessed by. I am being blessed by. We are being blessed by the Spirit of love. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance to live in abundance. It's another chance, another opportunity to live in the abundance of joy, the abundance of peace, the abundance of love. Live in abundance.
I invite you to join me in knowing that just beyond the appearance, the opinion, and the drama, there is one infinite spiritual presence that is pure energy, love, creativity. It is the source and substance of all that is. It is the presence within us. It is the I am of the I am that I am, by whatever name we choose to call it. And I choose to call it the thing itself. And as I do, it responds to my open heart, mind, and soul, that no matter what I see, no matter what I think, there is always a greater idea, a more open, expansive, spiritual point of view yearning to move through my consciousness. And I say yes to a greater idea of myself, all of humanity, all of life, all of reality. And as I do that, it is Spirit's joy to rush in with a power that creates the universe to fulfill that mental equivalent. I am so happy to know this. I am so thankful that life is as good and as beautiful as I can possibly imagine, that I release this to and from the thing itself. And so it is.
Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance to live in abundance. Thank you, sweet Spirit. Live in abundance. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. All right, before our closing song, I have to give you one more little tiny message for the day. It's not a long talk. And on the stage, when I'm just performing, I would never, ever admit it. It would be the sound person's fault all day long. There's a little button right here. And Tim has probably been back there going, if she turns it on, I can handle it. But if she doesn't turn it on, there's nothing I can do, y'all. So my apologies, online folks, because you did not hear the guitar until just now when I remembered to turn it back on. So anybody scratching their head, that's what that was about. And I just had to disclose that because the sound is wonderful and the audio-visual online, I'm sure, is wonderful. And anything that wasn't, it was me. So join us in our closing song, if you would. We let the love wash over us. We just let it be. Joe, are you going to sing with us? We let the love wash over us. We let, hey baby, we let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. And just for a moment, let's let our love move around this circle and out of this building and across this world, as we know that there are those among us and those that we know and those we don't know. And maybe it's you that needs reminding that there's grace. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love, we let the love wash over us. We let it be. We love you, we bless you, and we thank you. And next week I'll make 2 loaves of bread. But y'all come next door and we'll have us a little piece in just a minute. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Oh, I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Let's claim some joy. Joy is my source.
Joy is my source.
Joy is my power.
Joy is my power.
Joy gives me everything I need.
Woo!
So I give thanks. For all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source.
Peace is my source.
Peace is my power.
Peace is my power.
Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Take it back to God. God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything I need.
Come on.
So I give thanks.
I give thanks
For all my blessings.
For all my blessings.
God gives me everything I need. God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything.
Reverend Snow.